What's going on, YouTube world? My name is Austin Zaback, and today we're going to talk about passive income in 2020. Now, I feel like this is a term that so many people just throw around extremely loosely, and they're not actually talking about passive income on YouTube. In my opinion, passive income is literally passive, meaning you could go to bed at night, you could wake up, and you could essentially make money while you sleep. What I'm going to share with you are 5 different ways that you can make true passive income in 2020 and begin to actually crush the game. And as you know, passive income is something that you need to have in your life. So if you do not have passive income right now and every single day you wake up and you trade time for money, then that is ultimately not a good way to live. You want to be able to have another income stream that brings you money while you don't have to do anything for that money. Essentially, every wealthy person on the face of the planet has some sort of passive income stream. And if you do not have a passive income stream yet, then now is the time, and this is the video. So really quick, if you haven't already, smash that like button. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. And let's go ahead and jump right into it. The first way that people are making passive income in 2020 is investing in ETFs. An ETF, otherwise known as an exchange-traded fund, is essentially a fund that you can invest into. These funds typically are funds that own a variation of different assets, such as stocks and bonds and other forms of assets. And these assets are actually traded on the stock market. So these are essentially funds traded on the stock market that you can invest into and actually start to make passive income immediately. Another great thing that I love about ETFs is it helps you diversify your investments a little bit, and that way you're not reliant on just a bunch of stocks or just a bunch of bonds or whatever the case is, but it is just like investing in a stock essentially. So ultimately, this is going to help you mitigate risk and essentially invest in multiple different things, which we're going to talk about actually here in just a minute. Another thing that I love about ETFs is that they're very liquid, meaning when it comes time to actually go and get your cash out, you're not going to get penalized for it like maybe you would in a Roth IRA or something like that. You're going to be able to get your cash in a very short period of time, which I personally love, right? I want to know that I have money put somewhere or multiple different places that if I really needed money in case of an emergency or in case of some event that could happen in the world, okay, kind of like the event that is going on right now, that I could actually get my money if I needed to. The second way that people are making a ton of passive income, including myself, is actually investing into small businesses. Now, what I'm talking about here is going and investing into a small business that you can essentially manage from afar. You're not going and investing in a Fortune 500 company or a Fortune 100 company. These are small businesses that maybe you bring some sort of value to the table that one of the other owners does not bring. Maybe it is accounting, maybe it is, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's systems and processes, okay? But it is something that you can do from afar, therefore not actually having to work a 9 to 5. What I really like to do here is to be the operations person, behind the scenes person, and to bring some sort of value that maybe somebody else wouldn't bring. So maybe there's another business partner that is really good at sales, they're really good at marketing, but you're really good at accounting, you're really good at the back end, you're really good at systems and processes. This would be a phenomenal way to make a bunch of passive income in 2020. A couple of business ideas could be a car wash, a laundromat, a landscape company, okay, whatever the case is, there's a ton of different businesses out there that, honest and truly, if you went and you talked to the owner of the business, they would say that they need somebody to help them out, whether that is a COO or a CEO or a CFO. They need somebody, and they're willing to give up a percentage of the company. Maybe it is 10%, maybe it's 20 or 30 or 40%, in order for that person to come in and to fill that gap. These are typically easily automated businesses, okay? Again, these are not businesses that you got to show up every day and put your head to the grindstone and freaking grind it out. That is not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about are easily automated businesses that typically are maybe even a bit newer business, which obviously makes the negotiation and actually getting your foot in the door of that business significantly easier than maybe an established business that has been around forever. Another great idea here is you can purchase a business from a business owner that just wants out altogether. They want nothing to do with the business. They already have it up and running. It is already cash flowing. All of the systems and processes and procedures are already in place. Whatever that looks and feels like, whether it is distributors or whether it is manufacturers or whatever the case is, all of the people are typically already in place when you go to purchase a business like that. So all you've got to do is you've got to buy the business, you've got to evaluate it, make sure it is worth what they say it is worth, and ultimately you could start making passive income like that. The third way that I'm going to talk about right now in making passive income in 2020, okay, you're not going to want to miss this one, and that is investing in real estate. Look, at the end of the day, real estate investing is the most tried and true way of investing, forever, okay? Literally, like forever. It is the most time-tested, proven industry pretty much on the face of the planet. And what I love about real estate, really quick, is that it is tangible, right? I can go like this, okay? Let me just give me a minute here. Okay, I can knock on it, I can feel it, I can touch it, I can smell it. I love real estate because I can see it's right there, right? It is real, it is tangible. Another thing I love about real estate is that people are always going to need a place to live, a place to work. There's no way for technology to get in the way of that. You can't live in a computer, right? You can't live at the Amazon factory, okay? You've got to be able to live in a house. You've got to be able to live in an apartment or in a condo. And people need to live, people need to work, and therefore real estate will always be a necessity. Even in a recession, right? Even in a down market, in a market where maybe people are losing their jobs and people can't afford, like whatever the case is, whatever crazy is going on in the world, basically 99% of the time, people still have to have a place to live. Like there's just no getting around that. They're gonna have to go get government support. They'll have to get government aid. They'll have to maybe borrow money from a friend or a family member or go to the bank and pull out a loan. But one way or another, people have to pay rent. People have to live, and that is just it is what it is. In my opinion, one of the best ways to start investing in real estate is to buy a duplex or a triplex, maybe a quadplex, and essentially to live in one of the units and rent out the other unit or the other units, okay? This is a phenomenal way to invest in real estate in the beginning. It is very cheap. You obviously get to manage your tenants because your tenants are, they're your next door neighbors, okay? Which I love, okay? I love this idea of investing in real estate in the beginning. It allows you to build up equity, and ultimately it is just a phenomenal way to get your foot in the door with real estate investing. 9 times out of 10, this will also allow you to live for free because the other units' rents are actually going to cover the mortgage, meaning you're not actually having to pay any money to live, which I love, okay? If you can live for free, be a real estate investor, pay down your mortgage, all the way around, 10 times out of 10, that is a phenomenal idea, okay? If you haven't done this and you're paying a bunch of money in rent right now, you're watching this video, I encourage you to start looking into a duplex or a triplex or even a quadplex in your area. Ultimately, you might not be receiving cash in the bank every single month, but you're paying down your mortgage, and there's nothing better than paying down your mortgage and gaining equity. And then obviously, with investing in real estate over a long enough period of time, the real estate market is going to go up because that is what the real estate market does over time. And you're going to not only build equity because those tenants are paying down your mortgage, but because the value of real estate is actually going up and that the real estate is actually appreciating in that area. The fourth way that people are creating passive income, and I've done this myself, and I will say it is a phenomenal way to create passive income in 2020, and that is social media channels. A great example of this is actually YouTube, okay? Now, before you click off the video and you're like, Austin, there's no way I'm gonna get in front of the camera, and there's no way setting up the set and figuring out what to say and starting my channel and I don't even bring any value. You don't have to do any of that, okay? That's not what I'm talking about here, okay? You can do that, but what I'm talking about is creating a YouTube channel of something like a top 10 channel. You've all seen probably videos like the top 10 fastest trains in the world. look, at the end of the day, nobody actually is on camera there. You're taking other content that already exists on the platform of YouTube, you're restructuring the content, you're chopping it up a little bit differently, and you're posting it back on the platform of YouTube. The top 10 fastest trains, I mean, I don't want to get too much into it, but that video probably made somewhere between $40,000 and $80,000 from one single video. Now again, this is not something that's gonna be passive income tomorrow, okay? You're gonna have to work at this, and it's gonna take a little bit of time, and ultimately, the things in life worth having aren't easy, right? You have to work hard, and then you get to enjoy the fruit of the labor and to live a phenomenal life, okay? But this is a phenomenal way that you can make passive income in 2020. So with this passive income stream, you can actually purchase a YouTube channel that already has YouTube subscribers and already has views and potentially is already monetized, okay? And what that will allow you to do is to delete all of the content on that channel, unless it already has content that you're looking for, and repost essentially other people's content. You've probably seen the thing called the Creative Commons filter when you're looking at the search bar on YouTube. There's a thing called the Creative Commons, and that is actually content that you're allowed to repost on the platform of YouTube. So again, I mean, hypothetically speaking here, without posting yourself on the camera at all, like literally just by posting content that already exists on YouTube, you could make easily $5,000 to $10,000 a month, probably within the next 30 to 90 days. It's not impossible to think you could do that, okay? I know a bunch of people that do this. It is a phenomenal way to make passive income. By the way, on this particular topic, if you like what I'm talking about in point number 4, okay, I'm happy to make another YouTube video on that. So all you got to do is smash the like button, okay, obviously, because if you haven't already, I don't know why you haven't, but drop into the comments section below that you would like me to make a video on the YouTube stuff, and I would be happy to. I can literally make a video within like 5 to 7 days. Now, the fifth way that I'm gonna share with you right now to make passive income in 2020 is one of my personal favorites actually, and that is the ATM business. Now, I know I have a biased opinion because it is actually a business that I do myself. It is a business that I started about a year ago. It's kind of a little side hustle, something that I kind of wanted to just play around with, honestly. I thought it was kind of a cool idea, and I started the business, and it actually turned out to be a really lucrative business. ATMs essentially provide the definition of passive or residual income. I mean, it is truly like you buy the ATM machine, you place it in a location, and that is pretty much it. I mean, you kind of just sit back and the machine gets used, and every time it gets used, you make like $3 to $4. So if it gets used 10 times a day, you're making $3 to $4 a day. It means you're making $30 to $40 a day times 30 days. I mean, just do the math. You're making like $1,000 a month. Now, I'm not saying that every ATM machine does that, but what I am saying is that is like true passive income. A brand new machine costs approximately $2,500. Let's just assume that it was a machine that made you $10 a day, meaning it did about 3 transactions a day at $3 profit per transaction. You would make about $300 a month in pure profit on a $2,500 investment. Now, before you overcomplicate it, this is actually not a complicated passive income stream at all. I know people are gonna be like, Austin, what about insurance and what about all these other crazy things? And what about the cash that I have to put in the ATM? And isn't that a part of the investment, Austin? And I mean, how do I do everything? And where do I land the machine? Or how do I get the location and the signed contract? I mean, I get it, okay? You have a lot of questions. I have a bunch of videos on my channel, so if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel if you're interested in the ATM business and making passive income with the ATM business, okay? Just all you gotta do is just go check out one of like 30 videos I've made on my channel, so go check it out. I hope you enjoy, but it is a really, really simple way to make passive income in 2020. Those are my top 5 ways to make passive income in 2020. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this new set, by the way. I just kind of set this up, and I'm gonna sit in this set for the next like 75 videos, so you guys can get to know me and I can get to know you, and we can just have a blast going from where we're at now to hopefully 100K subscribers like ASAP, because I'm really want to hit it, okay? So I would love it if you would subscribe if you haven't already, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.